This video is presented by the EA Sports Creator Network. What's good, football gamers? It's your boy Fan checking in with one of our first college football 26 videos of the year. Big thanks to EA for the early access opportunity. In this video, I'm going to take the updated coaching skill tree out for a spin. Our total level cap raised from 50 to 100, so now our total points spend are all the way up to 1,000 over the course of our dynasty. If you pre-order the game, you'll also have the option in-game to enable pre-order bonuses, which will give you an extra 100 coach points on top of that for a total of 1,100 over the course of your career. For the purposes of the build today, I'm going to work with 1,000 coach points so everybody can do it, and I'm not going to be creative with some of the ways you could discount archetypes or skills with bundled discount, so this will just be straight up. Also, it's important to note that this is just the math involved in the career, as I tried my best to get the highest level I could, but there was no way I was going to max out in the short time that I had. Progression this year is meant to be a slower, steadier pace, and they definitely nailed that from what I've seen so far. But if you want a roadmap that can recruit any prospect in its fully realized form, this is the video for you. Without further ado, let's get into the best recruiting build. I mean, it might be the only recruiting build in early access. In any case, let's get to it. To build our ultimate recruiter, we'll start in the relevant branch. For my build in the base tree section, I'm taking tiers 1 through 3 on every position except kickers and punters. While special teamers are people too, I think the position group adds less value to my team as a whole, and we need to conserve points when we can. This year at tier 4, we get an increased chance to sway the position group. Sway will be a little easier to use than it was last year with some added UI improvements, but I just didn't use it enough to include it in my final build. So for now, I'm going to wait and see and just save the points. For the elite branch, we'll need points to unlock it, and then I'm taking almost everything here. While I love the additional recruiting hours at tier 4, you'll see in the math later that we just can't afford it for the vision of the build as a whole. So in the base branch, it maths out to 3 tiers on 7 different position groups for 8 points apiece to total 168 points. We'll spend 15 to unlock the elite branch, and then 3 tiers for 7 position groups for 12 points apiece to total 252 points. Not surprisingly, this branch will be our biggest spend. In total, between the base and elite branch of recruiter, it'll cost us 420 points. Nice. Now, the tactician branch is not really going to help us out, at least in terms of our recruiting efforts. But with hybrid trees available that require a spend in multiple buckets, it's going to serve as a means to an end for us. So we're going to unlock the tree for 20, which does count toward our 50-point spend requirements for the strategist branch. Then you'll need to spend another 30 to get there. So here it can be a dealer's choice of any 4 tier 1 abilities. They'll cost you 32 points plus the 20 entry fee, and we're real close to our target number out the door at 52 points spent here. So we'll add in the 52 from tactician to our total count to bring us up to 472 already. We're almost halfway through our total career points already, and we still have a big spend yet to come. The strategist branch is a hybrid that you can only unlock with spending in multiple adjacent buckets, and this year it's an absolute powerhouse for your recruiting. After spending the 15 to unlock and having won 4 bowl games along the way, we're taking almost everything in here too. The first 3 tiers give us buffs to visits and deal breaker forgiveness. And while it would be helpful to find out some dev traits early on with the tier 4 abilities, we have to pick and choose. So the same 7 position groups, sorry kickers and punters, for 3 ability tiers apiece at 12 points per is another 252 points. Starting to rack up, but we have some pieces left. Our current running total after these 3 is 724 coach points spent. For program builder, you'll have to win 5 playoff games and spend 125 points elsewhere to even get in the door for 30 coach points worth of an entry fee. Then we're taking relationship builder and strong roots for a crazy pipeline synergy I think will really work well when used correctly. And I'm taking all the above, so this is going to be expensive. The 32 unlock plus the 2 ability tracks is going to equal 126 added on to our 724 point running total, brings us up to 850 coach points. And finally in CEO, if we can win 2 natties and spend 200 points elsewhere to even get the chance to buy into the branch for 35 coach points, we'll clear the way for some of the most powerful skills in the game, and we're gonna clean up in here. First, I'm taking second chance keeper, since we want some other things in here too, and the full track of abilities to influence persuasion attempts that lives in program builder would cost us 48 points. I like a little different functionality at a much lower cost. With this ability, we can spend a second persuade on a player if the first one fails. Then I'm taking lasting impression. It's pretty self-explanatory, as here we're gaining additional interest for every 10 hours spent, which will really start to rack up once we grow our program into a spot where we have a bunch of hours to spend. And by the time we're a CEO, we should have plenty. I'm taking Last Dance with me too, where we'll get bonus interest for every visit a player has taken before us, and with the new focus on making visits worthwhile, I like this skill to close a late gap or overtake a rival school at the signing finish line. Taking more the merrier increases our number of players who can visit in a week to 8, and should go well together with our Last Dance skill that we're also picking up. And probably my favorite skill on the whole tree, Dream School is a crazy tool when it goes your way, by adding a chance for a prospect to commit to you instantly if you offer them a scholarship as their top choice of school. It doesn't work all the time, but when it does, you can redirect those hours elsewhere and really stack some incredible classes. So in total for CEO, it'll cost us 35 to unlock, plus the 5 abilities at 16 points apiece to equal 115 points, to bring our total to 965 points. Obviously, we have some leftover, so you can go back for some of the tier 4s that we skipped on, or I would recommend taking a second look at high integrity in the program builder tab. With the focus on improving the transfer portal, it might become valuable to have a greater chance to keep the guys you've worked so hard to recruit. This stack will buff your ability to persuade your guys to stay with you in the offseason, so none of your efforts go to waste. If you pre-order the game and are playing with the bonus 100 skill points, you don't need to skip on as many tier 4s as we mentioned here, and you could be more flexible with some ideas to build off of this. But just to make sure everyone can put this together and have a little to spare, I think it's a great place to start. For your flex points, Motivator also has some recruiting help at tier 1, but you won't be able to afford much after the cost to unlock the branch. I think I'd prefer more help in Program Builder or CEO, where the most powerful skills live. Your leftover balance will make for your finishing touches on your ultimate recruiting build. I hope this video gave you some ideas on how you'll roadmap your coach. Whether it's a variation of my recruiter or the best tactician in the game, planning out what you want to accomplish over the course of all of your years will be crucial this year. As always, I've been Fend. Y'all have been great. Big thanks to EA for the opportunity, and I'll catch you in the next video.